morning, September 15th, our fourth and final day of hunting. Heading back tomorrow, and if somehow we don't fill both our tags today, we'll be back in rifle season. But, you know, we had a good encounter, even if it was just a spike, but spike bull on public land, so that was kind of cool. But, yeah, looking for something just a little bigger. We don't even need that much bigger. General unit, public land, we don't need much bigger. So, hopefully one of us is able to get it done today. It should be a little cooler today. Our plan is to go up high, kind of around where we've been hearing those elk, but hopefully some hunting pressure will move them a little north, maybe, just making kind of an imaginary zone there where they don't want to get between the private and public. So we're gonna go probably sit in a blowdown or burn. I can't tell what it is on the map. It's not labeled burn, but we'll see what it looks like, and hopefully something walks out for us. It's a little chillier this morning than it has been. Whew. It's the first time we've been cold walking in here, but he has to get his calisthenics in. I'm just a natural athlete.
We can all dream someday.
Yeah. So we'll warm up climbing this 1,000 feet of elevation, so that'll be tough on the feet. So right now we're just sitting in a... Is that a bugle? Maybe I'm hearing things. Anyway, we're sitting on this logging cut. It's pretty big. It's on a north slope, so hopefully if anything gets hungry, it'll leave the tree line and come feed. Down in the bottom, we got private land, so it looks kind of weird because there's a cabin and a couple horse trailers and a camper. But I think that might help us because no one can come in from below except them. And we're kind of looking on an opposite ridge over here too. We can glass and see if we find anything. But lots of sign coming in here. There shouldn't be any other hunters in here, but when I did the first couple cow calls, we heard some cow calls one of the directions Chris thought was down. I thought it was up, so who knows where. And we haven't heard a lot of talking, so any sort of talking we're getting kind of wary about and thinking it's hunters. But yeah, we're just gonna relax here. The sun shouldn't get too strong because how smoky it is. But yeah, just enjoy the day here, and hopefully something walks out onto this logging cut and we can make a game plan from there.
makes sense because he's on that nice northern exposure there. And it sounded like the cows were probably 100 yards west of them. So what we're going to do, the thermals are going uphill now. We're going to loop all the way around and get up above them and just call every once in a while, get in there. Hopefully we can get them talking a little bit with us in the trees with them. We haven't really bugled at them much yet, just because the cow calls are working, but we might have to pull that out and see if we can get them a little aggressive at us, especially if we're moving towards his cows. So we looped around and we're above that cut now. Should be a little west of where he was. And we're just trying to sleep and wait him out. So Chris, what's for lunch today?
Cheese and crackers. Fruit snacks.
Oh man.
Oatmeal cream pie.
Oh. That's like an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Granola bars.
Oh my goodness. Down to where we heard that bugle at this morning in Chuckles. And there's nothing. He just had the perfect storm. He had thermals coming up this way from the bottom, and then the natural wind direction today was out of the southwest. So when we wrapped around there, I bet we scared his cows. And he got out here. So there's tons of sign in here though. But where we're going is right up there. So this isn't gonna be fun. But there's a meadow up there, and we think we're gonna sit that for the remainder of the day and just hope something comes out, or maybe we can get lucky and there'll be a wallow in there or something. Gotta get something to go our way. Sat here long enough. We're here for a few hours, 3-4 hours. We were doing a lot of cow calling and bugling on top of this hill, just in the meadow, just hoping to call anything up before we left. And we heard a couple of responses down below us here, but it's towards that private land. So we're guessing hunters, but we're not gonna take the chance, I guess. Chris just said it's an actual bull. He says it's a shooter.
I thought he was a spike right away, but that was just his fronts.
Oh, okay.
So he had more than that, because then he turned and there was more to him.
And you're like, oh crap, that's cool. I guess it wasn't a hunter. I guess it wasn't a hunter.
He googled again down there.
Yeah, he was down there. So, little update on what just happened. We're sitting in that meadow, like I've said, for 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, probably 3. And we decided it was probably time to start heading out pretty soon, so we just went nuts on the calls. I mean, I was bugling, he was cow calling, I was cow calling. And all of a sudden we got a response close to the private land, which we thought anyway. So we figured, okay, definitely the trail that all these hunters are taking to get from the trail or parking area to where all the elk are on private. And it ends up where we should have stayed 5 more minutes because we decided we wanted visual confirmation that some 2-3 bugles were hunters. So we decided to go to the edge, and I mean, we had our bows and stuff. All of a sudden there's a crash, and it was close. so you didn't know exactly how big he is. But obviously a shooter for either one of us. But yeah, so kind of a learning lesson. Kind of a lesson there, I guess. On our way back to the pickup, we spotted about a dozen cow elk. And you can't see them in the camera, but oh well, still some elk, I guess.
Well, that's a wrap on Montana. You know, saw us coming down the mountain last night, but yeah, saw those elk, and obviously it got dark and there was nothing more to be seen. So that's a wrap for the 2020 archery season here in Montana. We're heading back today, and we'll be back late October with Trevor Gottbred, it looks like, and he has a mule deer tag. So we'll be back with the rifles and hopefully get a couple elk on the ground then, and maybe a mule deer or two.